Hello everyone, welcome to the MCQ practice series of Drishti IS, and this is the episode 4 of Science and Tech. I hope that you are liking the previous one. So moving towards the first question. The first question is, consider the following statement about recent development in science. Functional chromosomes can be created by joining segments of DNA taken from the cells of different species. Pieces of artificial functional DNA can be created in laboratories. A piece of DNA taken out from the animal cell can be made to replicate outside living cell in a laboratory. How many of the above statement is are correct? Here they are asking the correct statement. Only one, only two, all of the above, none of the above, and your answer is B. It means that statement 1 is the not correct one. In 2017, US researchers were successful in developing new semi-synthetic strain of E. coli bacteria, that is living organism that incorporates both natural artificial DNA and is capable of creating entirely new synthetic proteins. A wide variety of double-stranded DNA templates are replicated extensively in vitro DNA replication system containing purified proteins. Through micropropagation, plant can be developed in a laboratory. For instance, chlamydomonas cells can be replicated in culture through light variations. So in the comment section, you have to tell me that what is in vitro fertilization. Coming to the second one. Second question is, with reference to agriculture in India, how can the technique of genome sequencing often seen in news be used in the immediate future? The first statement is, genome sequencing can be used to identify genetic markers for disease resistance and drought tolerance in various crop plants. The second one is, this technique helps in reducing the time required to develop new varieties of crop plants. It can be used to decipher the host pathogens relationship in crops. Select the correct answer using the code given below. One only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3, and your answer is D, which is 1, 2 and 3. The Indian Agriculture Research Institute scientists used to use the genome sequencing to develop better varieties of rice such as Pusa Basmati 1 and Pusa Basmati 1121. So here you have to also take care that who has developed these kind of rice. So Indian Agriculture Research Institute, which currently makes up the substantially in India's rice export. Several transgenic varieties have also been developed, including insect-resistant cotton, herbicide-tolerant soybean, and virus-resistant papaya. Hence, statement 1 is correct. In conventional breeding, plant breeders scrutinize their fields and search for individual plants that exhibit desirable traits. These traits arise spontaneously through a process called mutation, but the natural rate of mutation is very slow and unreliable to produce all the plant traits that breeders would like to see. However, in genome sequencing, it takes less time, thus, it is more preferable. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The host pathogen interaction is defined as how microbes or viruses sustain themselves with host organisms on a molecular, cellular organism or population level. The genome sequencing enables the study of entire DNA sequence of a crop. Thus, it aids in understanding of pathogen survival or breeding zone. Hence, option statement 3 is correct. Therefore, the option D is the correct answer. Coming to the next one. Consider the following techniques phenomena: budding and grafting in fruit plants, cytoplasmic male sterility, gene silencing. Which of the above are used to create transgenic crops? 1 only, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, none of the above, and your answer is B. Transgenic crops are plants that have been genetically engineered, a breeding approach that uses recombinant DNA techniques to create a plants with a new characteristic. These are identified as a class of GMO, which is genetically modified organism. Budding and grafting are techniques of vegetative propagation and does not involve modification of genes. That's why the statement 1 is not correct. Gene silencing and cytoplasmic mill sterility are two of the methods to genetically modify crops. Hence, statement 2 and 3 are correct. What are the reasons for the people's resistance to the introduction of Bt brinjal in India? The first option is Bt brinjal has created inserting a gene from a soil fungus in its genome. The seeds of Bt brinjals are terminator seeds, and therefore the farmers have to buy the seeds before every season from the seed companies. There is an apprehension that a consumption of Bt brinjals may have adverse impact on health. There is some concern that the introduction of Bt brinjals may have adverse effect on the biodiversity. And here the answer is 3 and 4 only. Bt brinjal is a transgenic brinjals created out of inserting a gene Cry1AC from the soil bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis brinjal. The insertion of a gene into brinjal cell in young cotyledons has done through an agrobacterium mediated vector along with the other genes like promoters, markers. This gives the brinjal plant resistance against lepidopteran insects like brinjal fruit and shoot borer. Reasons for concern regarding the introduction of Bt brinjal. Several studies on Bt crops in particular and GM crops in general show that there are many potential health hazards in food bioengineered in this manner. Scientists have raised concern about its probable negative impact on the biodiversity. Terminator seeds have been banned in India and Bt brinjals did not have terminator seeds. Hence, statement 2 is not correct and the answer is C. Which among the following statement about fission is correct? Here they are asking about the fission. So here you should not be confused between fission and fusion. It is related with the creation of new individuals by means of cell divisions in unicellular organisms. It is related with the transformation of heavier nuclei into the smaller nuclei. It is related with the creation of heavier nuclei by means of combining two higher nuclei. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1 only, 2 only, 1 and 2, and 1 and 3 only. The answer is C. Fission is stated as the division of a single unit or cell into two or more parts as a process of reproduction. These parts regenerate to form a complete structure and resemble their parents. Binary fission is a type of asexual reproduction typically observed in prokaryotes and a few single celled eukaryotes. So here they have pointed out the difference between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Binary fission is a type of asexual production and observed in prokaryotes, and a single cell is eukaryotes. In a process called nuclear fission, the nucleus of a heavy atom such as uranium, plutonium, thorium, when bombarded with a low energy neutrons, can be split apart into lighter nuclei. When this is done, a tremendous amount of energy is released if the mass of the original nucleus is just a little more than the sum of the masses of the individual products. Hence, statement 2 is the correct. Currently, all commercial nuclear reactors are based on the nuclear fission, but there is another possibility of nuclear energy generation by a safer process called nuclear fusion. Fusion means joining lighter nuclei to make a heavier nucleus. Most commonly, hydrogen or hydrogen isotopes create helium. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Therefore, the option C is the correct answer. Consider the following statement. The heat and light energy from the sun originates from a nuclear fusion process that is occurring inside the core of the sun. Second one is in a fusion reaction, two light nuclei merge to form a single heavier nucleus. Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Answer is C. The heat and light energy from the sun originates from a nuclear fusion process that is occurring inside the core of the sun. This particular type of fusion that occurs inside the sun is known as proton-proton fusion. In a fusion reaction, two light nuclei merge to form a single heavy nucleus. The process releases energy because the total mass of the resulting single nucleus is less than the mass of the two original nuclei. The leftover mass becomes energy. Coming to the next one. In the context of which one of the following are the terms pyrolysis and plasma gasification mentioned? extraction of rare earth elements, natural gas extraction technologies, hydrogen fuel based automobiles, waste to energy technologies. And the answer is D. Pyrolysis and plasma gasification are thermal process that use high temperature to break down waste. The main difference is that they use less oxygen than traditional mass burn incineration. So here this is the difference. The pyrolysis process thermally degrades waste in the absence of air, whereas the gasification is a process in which materials are exposed to some oxygen but not enough to allow combustion to occur. Temperatures are usually maintained above 750 degrees Celsius. So this is the temperature you have to take care of. Coming to the next one. Consider the following statement about fuels. Clean fuels are fuels that are treated with the ethanol to produce fewer greenhouse emissions. There are numerous types of clean fuels based on the percentage of ethanol or biodiesel mixed with the conventional fuel. And the answer is B, only two. Clean fuels are the fuels that are treated with ethanol to produce fewer greenhouse emissions. Clean fuels leave relatively less carbon footprints. This point is very much important. There are numerous types of clean fuels based on the percentage of ethanol or biodiesel mixed with conventional fuel. Propane, like natural gas, propane is one of the cleanest burning fossil fuel products, releasing negligible amounts of emissions. Using propane reduces the greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide, and air pollutants like carbon monoxide and nitrogen oxide. Other given options such as coke, petrol, and wax pollutants environment and are not considered as a clean source of energy. So, propane is a clean source of energy. Coming to the next one. Regarding radioactivity, consider the following statement. The Geiser counter, the Geiser-Muller tube is a device used for the detection and measurement of all types of radiation like alpha, beta, gamma radiation. Geiser counter consists of a pair of electrodes surrounded by a gas, and the answer is C, both 1 and 2. The Geiser counter, the Geiser-Muller tube is a device used for the detection and measurement of all types of radiation like alpha, beta, gamma radiation. Basically, it consists of a pair of electrodes surrounded by a gas. The electrodes have a high voltage across them. The gas used is usually helium and argon. When radiation enters the tube, it can ionize the gas. The ions and electrons are attracted to the electrodes and the electric current is produced. A scalar counts the current pulses and one obtains a count whenever radiation ionizes the gas. Therefore, the option C is the correct one. Coming to the next one, which is the last one. Match list 1 with list 2 and select the correct answer using the code given below. Isotope of uranium, isotope of cobalt, isotope of iodine, isotope of radium. And list 2 is the application. Here we have the elements and here we have the applications. Treatment of cancer, treatment of goiter, treatment of secondary cancer, nuclear fuel. And the answer is C. Isotope of uranium. Uranium is the principal fuel for nuclear reactors and the main raw material for nuclear weapons. So, this is the characteristics of uranium. Uranium isotopes are radioactive. Natural uranium consists of the three isotopes uranium minus 238, uranium 235, uranium minus 234. Isotope of cobalt. Cobalt 60 is a radioactive isotope. It is an important source of gamma rays. It is widely used in cancer treatment. So, cobalt is used in a cancer treatment as tracer and radiotherapy. Isotope and iodine. Radioactive isotope of iodine is employed in medicine to monitor thyroid gland functioning, to treat goiter, thyroid cancer. It has the half-life of 8 days. Isotope of iodine also helps in treatment of locate tumors and brain and the liver. So this is the characteristic of the iodine. Cobalt is for the cancer, iodine is for the tumor, and also it is helpful for to locate tumor in the brain and the liver. Isotope of radium. Radium is the isotope that has been used traditionally in the treatment of cancer of cervix or treatment of any secondary cancer. It is generally found in women. Its greatest value is that its half-life is approximately 16-20 years. Therefore, it provides a very stable, durable element for therapy. So, Coming to the practice question. Which of the following statement regarding heavy water are correct? It is extensively used as a moderator in nuclear reactors. The second one is it cannot be used in exchange reaction to study reaction mechanism. The third one is viscosity of heavy water is relatively smaller than that of the ordinary water. And the fourth one is the dielectric constant of heavy water is smaller than that of the ordinary water. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 3 and 4 only, 1 and 4 only. So you have to answer this in the comment section. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries related to this session, kindly ask in the comment section. All the best for your examination and keep preparing for science and tech. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.